Imagine your company's most trusted advisor, the one you go to for the big decisions, suddenly starts giving you subtly bad advice. I mean, it's not obviously wrong, just off, enough to slowly lead you down a really bad path. Well, that's the new reality of AI security incidents. It isn't some loud, obvious break-in. It's a quiet betrayal of trust. So, let's get into it.
Right up front, I want to be clear. This explainer is pulled directly from Chapter 7 of a fantastic tutorial on AI security for IT departments put together by Virtualization Options LLC. Okay, with that said, let's get to the heart of it.
I want you to just let this question sink in for a second. Seriously, what happens when that AI you've integrated into everything, the one you rely on for critical functions, what happens when you can no longer trust its decisions? See, that's the real problem here. Unlike a classic cyber attack where, a server crashes or a database gets very publicly stolen, AI incidents are way more subtle. You got to think less sledgehammer through the door and more a whisper in the ear. An attacker might not even try to crash your system. They could just tweak it ever so slightly so that its performance degrades over time. Or maybe they introduce a hidden bias. And that makes these things incredibly hard to spot. So to even begin to respond, you have to know what you're looking for, right? The source material breaks it down into 4 main types of AI incidents. Let's think of these as the 4 main suspects we need to be on the lookout for.
First on the list is data compromise. This is when an attacker gets their hands on the secret sauce of your AI, the training data, the model's internal guts, or even just the answers it's spitting out. The fallout from this is huge. We're talking privacy nightmares, compliance failures, and potentially losing your entire competitive edge.
Next up, and this one is scary, is model manipulation. This is that core corruption of trust I was talking about. An attacker could feed the AI a specially crafted piece of information, it's called an adversarial attack, that's designed to trick it. Or they could trigger a hidden backdoor that makes the model go rogue under very specific conditions. Basically, your own AI gets turned into a weapon against you.
The third type is service disruption. Now this one's a little more familiar, more like a traditional cyber attack. It's all about stopping the AI from doing its job. Maybe it's a denial of service attack that just floods the system, or maybe it's something that causes critical failures. The end goal is simple: shut the AI down and cause chaos for your business.
And finally, we have compliance violations. This is when an AI system just goes off the rails and starts breaking rules or laws. It could be a privacy violation, it could fail to meet industry regulations, or it could even breach your own company's ethical code. And believe me, in the world we live in today, this is a massive risk.
Okay, so let's say you think something's wrong. Now what? You can't just run around panicking. You need a playbook. And the good news is, the source lays out a really clear 6-step plan for responding to these incidents. It all kicks off with detection and alerting. The uh-oh moment. Then you immediately move to an initial assessment to figure out just how bad the fire is. Step 3 is absolutely critical: containment and isolation. You have to stop the bleeding. After that, you can dive deep with the investigation and analysis. Once you know what happened, it's time for recovery and restoration to bring things back online safely. And you're not done yet. The last step, post-incident review, is where you learn from your mistakes so this never, ever happens again.
Now I want to zoom in on step 4, the investigation, because this is where everything changes. Investigating a compromised AI is not like your typical digital forensics. We're talking about a whole new kind of crime scene. Here's the key difference, right? Traditional forensics is all about logs, network traffic, user activity. You're trying to reconstruct a timeline of events. But with AI forensics, you're trying to reconstruct the model's corrupted logic. You're not just looking at what happened, you're looking at why the AI thought what it thought. It's about getting inside its head.
So how in the world do you do that? Well, model forensics has its own toolkit. You're going to be analyzing the model's internal settings for any signs of tampering. You'll run tests comparing its behavior to a clean, trusted version. You have to go back and revalidate all the training data. And you might even analyze the model's core logic, its decision boundaries, to see if an attacker has warped its worldview.
And all of that leads us to the crucial idea of data provenance. You have to follow the trail of breadcrumbs. Who touched the data? Was it changed? Is the pipeline that feeds the model secure? You need a rock-solid chain of custody for your data, just like evidence in a police investigation, so you can pinpoint exactly how and where an attacker got their hooks in.
But look, the response is never just technical. An AI incident is a people problem too. It's a crisis, and managing that fallout means you need a calm, clear, and really well-coordinated communication plan. You've got all these different people to talk to, and you can't tell them all the same thing. Your executives, they need to know the business impact and when you'll be back up and running. They don't need the gory technical details. Your technical teams, though, they need exactly that, all the details to fix the problem. Legal and compliance have to be in the loop from minute one for any regulatory fires. And eventually, you might have to talk to your customers, and that's a delicate dance between being transparent and not causing a panic.
If you only remember one thing about the response itself, make it this: it's a balancing act. You have to move at lightning speed to contain the damage, but you also have to be methodical and thorough enough in your investigation to really understand the root cause. Rush either part, and you're going to have a bad time.
So what's the bottom line here? It's simple. Your old, dusty incident response plan is not going to cut it. The unique nature of these AI threats, the silent manipulations, the data dependencies, the bizarre new forensics, it all means that having a specialized playbook is completely non-negotiable. Being prepared isn't just a good idea, it's your only real defense. So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. Right now, your AI systems are out there making millions, maybe billions of decisions every single day. Is your organization truly prepared for the one that inevitably goes wrong?